And we are live. We'll start out with Broccoli Spike. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of Broccoli Spike. Remember,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
there's nothing to it. Remember,
I'll get it for Christmas, and I'm like, what does this have to do with Christmas?
remember to eat your greens, kids. If I become president, this is gonna be the face of my healthy eating campaign.
Your political posters.
Yes, this is like my Michelle Obama moment. Remember to eat your greens. Alright.
Spike Goon's murder of vegetables. How dare he?
So this is kind of like a replacement for Saturdays with Spike. So to start each episode, I will be looking over the Reddit very quickly to see if there's any good memes. And then we'll get... Yeah, jeez, come on. I'm sure that there's been 2 posts in the last year. I'm sure we've got something. This is terrifying. Broccoli Spike is inspirational for young children who do not eat their greens.
Oh, and we also need stream to be open.
Top of this month. Oh no, there is no content from the last month. Wow. All right. No, r/Spike Viper needs some work, doesn't it? Let's see. Top of this year.
We need a promote.
Oh, here we go. We got some memes. All right. I mean, we can do better. 10 months ago. But what my microwave sees at 2 a.m. That's a good start. The Vooperian flag still being maintained in pixel canvas. Very original water meme. They high five instead of saving them. Happy New Year. Me, who has 100% completion in Just Cause 3. Others, Spike Viper playing for... Oh, me playing Just Cause was actually high quality. That was good stuff. No, and Spike after going into the code to get the broken link picture. Hacker man. Trying to grapple onto a ledge, tying the ledge to itself. Calculator moment. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good moment. Alright. Yeah. Okay, we don't have much else to do, so... A little road never hurt anyone. Car crash victims. Alright. It's time to get started. Intro part done. I want content on r/Spike Viper, damn it. So that I can...
Spike, there was some very exhilarating content from Mr. U/Mundatorium 1 month ago that says I was muted on the Spook Vooper server.
Okay, we need to get Etho sign on here. Where is Etho? Because
he said he wasn't here yet.
If we're talking about state versus federal, I feel like Etho is going to like get out RPG launchers for this conversation.
I literally have no opinion on this.
Like this is the question that has led to revolution. It's led to blood, gore, and like every society runs into this issue. There's only one right answer though, and it's whichever one I'm going to agree with. So, just like last time. Alright, we're gonna give it another minute to let people join the beautiful podcast. I'm going to go to the stream chat and I will answer any questions. Actually, I'll go over the questions I pinned from last time because some of them were pretty good. If you restarted your life from scratch, would you end up in the same place?
No.
If I restarted my life, I would make a few different choices. One of which probably, this is gonna sound horrible, but I probably wouldn't have started my YouTube channel. I look at everyone else, like in college, like living it up, and then I have like so much responsibility. I feel like if I could do it all over again, I'd try to take like a much more lighthearted approach to things. But I've already made my choices, and now I'm down the road of you gotta go with what you've got. So. We'll see. If there is reincarnation, I'll live it up next time, or I'll become a millionaire and live it up now. But we'll see. We'll see how Valor does, right? That's gotta put all my cards on Valor right now. All right. Then we have Honku kind of asked the exact same question, so I'm not gonna worry about this. From Alborg, do you wish you were religious? I would actually identify as a Christian, so that doesn't really apply to me.
That's a weird question.
I
Either you
feel
are or you aren't.
I feel like if someone wasn't religious, they wouldn't wish they were religious because they don't
Yeah.
believe in it. So it's kind of like
And if you wanted to be religious, you can just do it.
do
can
you
become religious.
it's like asking like do you wish you were oh no, I can't even come up with something that's like
You
equivalent.
wish you were
with-
currently wearing a hat.
Oh man, guess what? I was just doing DM for Dungeons and Dragons and I bought a tricorn hat. Let me get it. Oh, I should wear the hat for this conversation. One moment. You guys talk while I'm gone, alright? I'm gonna grab the hat.
Okay, so apparently Etho isn't joining us, which is interesting.
Correct. You and
This is sad.
Thor don't know what
Hi,
for.
Tefender.
You know when you walk through the door, don't
Why
you
are you-
pick up to
I'm gonna-
cover up.
I'm gonna
Yeah, good idea.
before Spike gets the whole felony treatment because apparently they're trying to make copyright strikes a felony now or something.
Dang. Also, I was gonna say earlier, like, shouldn't the title be like federal versus state? Like,
Alright.
What
No,
is- oh, it's federal versus
the thing is that like not every country has like states, so we're gonna discuss it. I wanted it to be a little bit more open-ended to like across the world.
Oh man, I guess that's true.
Oh, that hat. Oh my god.
It is a little
Well,
bit challenging to get this to work with the headphones and the hair.
Is that a pirate hat?
It is a tricorn, so it's either a pirate or what they were during the Revolutionary War. Alright, that
Nerd.
works. Alright, the camera, I have to sit like low for this to fit with the oh my god, this really does hit my chair. Alright, this works. I've got the hat, I've got the headphones. I think we're ready for some good conversational in. Why is Etho not going to be here? Did he give a reason?
He just said, actually gonna let Pasta take this one. I'll come next time.
Oh, there must have been something that
Dang.
came up. He wouldn't let this go by his own will. Pray for Etho.
I mean, I'm kind of sick right now, so I might have to leave. But I
Oh
can
my
stay for
god,
as long.
do you have corona?
No, I don't want to describe just for the sake of your audience.
Oh,
Okay, okay, pasta. We won't pry.
Well, I get.
Oh, all right. I guess we're working with a half staff, so I guess we'll take some special guests. We want to add Echo to the conversation. Does Echo have a
you
mic?
can't speak. No.
Hello?
He can't speak. Is that because he doesn't have a mic, or because he is missing the language processing part of his brain? Do we know
Both.
which? Oh, both. All right.
Yeah, we don't know.
It looks like the director can join us in a bit. Oh, we'll just start with just us. It's fine.
If anyone is in the voice chat and can speak, ping me in general chat, and I'll unmute you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as
also
long
we
as,
need to...
As long as you're like not awful. If you're awful, please stop.
Yeah, like if you're.
If you're a bad person,
Bad
please. If you are the reincarnation of Hitler, please do not join. Or
Yes, I
actually,
got-
that would
I-
be an
I'm out.
interesting viewpoint, wouldn't it? So maybe we would have them on. Yeah, imagine being able to bring people's like personalities from the past and just having like a podcast between Hitler and Stalin.
Oh no.
What do
I
you
feel
mean?
like
Oh
they
no!
agree on more things than you think.
Yeah, they'd agree with so many things. People on both sides would just be absolutely shocked.
Would they have
I-
information of the past?
Here's my hot take: Stalin is a fascist.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is a hot take. That is pretty good.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, too.
totalitarians in general, kind of subscribe to this. The thing is, the root of all power at the end is usually going to be violence or threats of force. It's very hard to make a state that isn't founded on kind of that threat of force. It's kind of the whole, how
Yeah,
are you
that's
going
true.
how are you going to make me pay my taxes? Will there be a gun involved at some point? And there always will be at some point, you know. If everyone said no to paying their taxes, what do you think would happen? The
I don't know. They
tax
wouldn't be able to afford guns.
the tax man gets angry very quickly. All right. Has anyone ever realized that Uncle Sam kind of is the tax man? No, he's like,
I don't think he is.
I
I think
have.
he's more the military man.
yeah, but like, isn't the true tax on our society the lives we lose?
No.
No, it's actually
Lives are worthless.
I was trying to be deep there. You kind of ruined it. All right, you boomers.
tax is like a monetary payment.
All right.
You can buy lives in China.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. It can be.
Oh my god, I just changed
What do
my
you-
earphone battery and I forgot that doing that means I can't hear you guys.
You
Damn
know,
it.
you
You
don't
guys
need
are
to hear.
probably making fun of me right now. Because I can't
Like it's
hear.
really dumb.
Oh no.
He's
Oh,
the
no.
worst.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Like,
I
you
can hear
literally
now.
just the
I can hear
worst,
now.
You know, guys?
What mean
hate
things did you guys say? There's
Oh,
no
God,
way
you-
for me
you
to
do
know.
now.
All right. So we're getting started now. We're gonna actually get started. So, governments are unfortunately very complicated. And part of that complexity means that we have lower levels of government, which we're going to call local government, which facilitate small areas like towns, duchies, states. Those all really fit into. Shut up, silly. Shut up. I still live in a duchy. Don't tell me anything else. Living in the future, silly. Darn
The
it.
Dutch gave the United States.
Yes. Anyways, we've got our local government, and then we have, obviously, in the United States, we have our state government, which is still somewhat local, and then we have the federal government. Now, every country basically has a federal or like central government, because you can't really function without, while Pasta would argue that point, but modern governmental structures wouldn't function without one. All right, not talking about space communism of the future, but our current governments require centralization.
I actually agree with that now. So
All right, so our current governments, unless they were completely rewritten, require central government. But the question is, at what level do we give power to the local governments over the central government? That's the question for today, because obviously I'm going to throw my thoughts out, my simple basic thoughts. So to me, the federal government should be responsible for things that cannot really be argued. Like, for example, the federal government should decide murder bad, because a state should not be able to go murder not bad and legalize murder, right? Can we agree on that one?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So like the moral bedrock of a country has to kind of be a federal issue. And then
Texas
I feel
tried it.
and then when we get towards like the thing that gets complicated, there are some morals that we do not agree upon, and especially when it comes to the United States, we do have the issue with the Constitution, obviously, and anything not in the Constitution is supposed to be left up to the states. But some people argue that the federal government should kind of just ignore that and make wide sweeping rules over the entire country, even if it's not listed in the Constitution. So that would be like gun rights, the abortion debate, many things that fall into this. We don't agree. Do we force everyone to go one way, or do we let each state take its own position? And there are upsides and downsides to either approach, so that's what we're going to be discussing today. So who wants to start?
I mean, just to speak to that point, like, it doesn't necessarily go against the Constitution to add, like, a law enshrined in the federal body. Isn't that what an amendment is? Like, you're changing the Constitution.
Yes, but if you add an amendment, then it is a part of the Constitution, so it's not really doing something outside of the Constitution, is it? Or
Yeah,
well,
so the federal body already has this power.
yes,
Does it not?
that is true. But an amendment, what are the requirements to pass an amendment?
Well, I mean,
it's like
technically every state has to agree to an amendment.
yes, because they have to ratify it.
I don't
Right?
think
Is
that's
it
true.
every state or is it like 2/3?
It's I believe it's like 3. I can actually Google this. I have a computer. Ratifying an amendment. There's the one amendment to get rid of the Electoral College, and it hasn't been ratified or whatever. Or they're going to try to ratify it the exact moment that they have enough states to do it.
No, that's the Napa-Vo Interco. That's not an amendment.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Napa vote.
That's just an
Interco,
agreement. That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, no, it being an agreement is part of the reason why it's so controversial, because a state could
and
technically
probably
break it.
Probably as soon as it happens, there's going to be like a...
It is
big-
3/4, so it's just like the Vooperian Constitution. It requires 3/4, so it would be 38 of the 50 states would have to agree to pass an
You
amendment.
just do that math in your head?
No, I read it off of Google.
Okay.
No, that would have been pretty fast though. But the issue comes in, I think the biggest issue, in something that's been a recent issue, especially if we look at things like Obamacare, executive orders. An executive order is a executive branch kind of unilateral throw a rule on the entire country, and the courts can challenge it, but that's a slow process, and I believe it stays in place until a court is able to overturn it. I might be wrong on that, but I believe that's how it works. So when it comes to executive orders, how do you guys feel? Should an executive order be able to place a rule on all the states?
I really don't like executive orders. I think it's kind of a weird system.
I hate the entire executive branch personally. I think we shouldn't have a
Okay.
president.
Does
Make
I
all
think-
the
I mean,
no
there
president?
you go.
We don't even
I mean,
have to
just
worry
look at
about.
it. If you look at history, if you go back to the founding of the country, it wasn't even initially clear whether or not it was constitutional for presidents to sign executive orders.
Yes.
But throughout history,
Executive orders are kind of a new thing.
No, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. So the thing is, I don't think you have to be as drastic as not having presidents, but I would say that we should probably be following the original rules for the presidency. So the reason why we have a single man at the top is actually related to the president's actual name, which is Commander-in-Chief, which is that they are the general of the generals. So if someone is making a call, like, for example, in World War II, when we had to make the decision to either invade Japan by sea and risk that, or drop the nukes, like, you need one person at the top who can make the decision without being questioned, because otherwise you can get infighting, and, like, you need someone to be able to call the final shot. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a double-edged sword. Like, especially with that example you gave, maybe it would be more valuable to have more than just one opinion. I mean, that's a complex moral issue.
That is a complex moral issue, but the thing is, what if you can't agree? Like,
what if
look
you
at
can't
look
agree,
at
then you have,
Congress.
Then you have systems that will make the decision quicker. You have further agreements that you've agreed on previously that override things in that situation.
I don't know. This is starting to sound a little like an executive order, making something to do it when
Well,
we
the
can't
problem
do it
with
by
an-
vote.
The problem with an executive order is that it's made by a singular person, by the office of presidency. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not democratically.
No,
decided.
I completely agree with that. The issue is that you're either going to run into one issue or the other. It's undemocratic, or it is prone to getting locked up and nothing getting done. I mean, Congress can't even decide on how much of our own money to give back to us.
I would
That's
say
whack.
that it would be. I would say that it would be fine.
$1 million
to
per
have
brain cell.
somebody make decisions. I think that would be fine as long as that person was checked against some kind of democratic
Would you guys support having an executive order that can be vetoed by, let's say, like 2/3 of this Congress, rather than it just being able to be done?
I think that's the biggest issue with it is that there's no check on it.
Yeah, the
Or-
only check
yeah.
is the courts, and the courts are slow and inefficient. Well, it's not that they're inefficient, it's just a lawyer, the job is to do it slow and correctly. Each branch is supposed to have a check on the other two branches, though.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother problem, though.
Oh, we
What-
have
what
we
is
have
the
Pope
issue with that?
Pope Ray France here now. Welcome, Pope
Well,
Ray.
why hello, guys?
Hey,
He is California, apparently.
Yes, IA California. Also, I am in Savannah, Georgia right now, home of the Senate runoffs.
Wait,
Just on a road
wait,
trip.
wait! You are California and you're in Georgia? That sounds kind of like an invasion to me. Excuse me.
I promise that I am not a diplomatic thing from California. I am purely Florida.
All right, so I guess Pope is states' rights now, because
hashtag states' rights.
because he literally is California.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
Not to get political, but John Ossoff is incredibly hot.
Okay. Silly. Can I just second that? Like, I'm not even gay, and I think it's hot.
let me look at it. Let me
Wait,
look
did
at
you
it.
just directly call silly?
Whoa.
Well, silly's not correcting you, so.
Silly, whoa.
What is the my lady equivalent for a man? My manly.
Just sir.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Tips Fedora.
Tips fedora.
Walk right by. That's great.
Tips
so what
tips
are we-
tricord. Hello, my sir.
So what are we covering on today's episode?
We're talking about federal versus state or local.
This will be very interesting considering we have both pasta and silly.
Silly's
Yeah.
actually Silly's taking kind of a center ground approach to this, and so am I.
I know, yeah.
I don't
I'm
really
I'm
have a
very
strong
center
opinion.
guy.
It's like the one thing I don't have a strong opinion
Okay.
on. This
I
and
have- I
guns, I
know.
don't have strong
Silly,
opinions on.
wait, will you
Yes.
agree with my super based take that all government sucks, so it's not really easy to rank them?
Well,
Get rid of government and have an anarchist society. I think Caustic can agree with
Oh
me
yeah.
here.
Oh,
Well, our
Absolutely
difference,
love that.
honestly, I would love throwing out every current sitting congressman for their failures, but the thing is, I
They're
believe
all
Well, Spike.
the
here's
issue
thing.
with me is that I believe that government is a necessary evil, whereas like Pasta believes that we can actually make it without them.
No. Here's the issue: is without government, it's so hard to do a lot of things that we need because without government, we're gonna have a hard time, making sure that crime is under control.
Well, this comes back to the
Okay,
federal
well-
state thing. So let's talk about like roads. Like
First
obviously,
of all,
like the interstate system. The interstate system has to be controlled by like the federal government, right? Because like
Yeah.
there's a hot take in the stream chat. It's a racist dog whistle.
Whoa, wait.
Okay,
States'
right,
rights is a
right,
racist
right.
dog whistle.
Yes.
If you say that the Civil War,
actually-
if you say that the
it
Civil War was not about slavery at all, and that it was only about states' rights, that could be a racist dog whistle. But states' rights certainly are a topic. They exist. That's why we have states.
I believe
Yep.
in states' rights.
I believe
Pasta racism
Pasta
confirmed.
racism.
Yeah, that's I'm just
I just heard the
Self-arise
whistle. I
again.
heard it.
I don't think California should have rights.
I actually will second this motion.
Excuse me, I am California. You are taking away my rights. I have
Pope,
an
that's
issue with
why.
this.
It's
That's
because
the
it's you. Pope, if it wasn't you, it may be different. All right, so let's
Society's better.
so let's talk about like one of the interesting things is that taxes are a federal construct, and then the federal government then votes on how to divest that money.
Yeah.
Should taxes be a state situation?
I disagree. I think that taxes.
Isn't
there
it
should be
both?
a separation between.
No,
federal
well,
and
states do have their own taxes on top of federal, but should there be federal taxes? Should your money just go to your local community?
what would fund like the military and like
Exactly.
the interstate
Well,
highways?
Yeah.
silly. Why do we need one single military?
Oh,
Because
well,
no.
remove federal government.
It's more organized.
One of our
California and
states
Texas.
probably has more military power than like most countries. So
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
come on,
personally.
come on. We can have the California battleship.
No. Everybody's gonna be in California, and it's just gonna be so bad.
Pope, almost as bad as your mic right now.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
was gonna say something.
So then we're agreeing that the federal government needs to have federal taxes to fund federal initiatives, and that there needs to be a federal
Well,
military. You know, this is kind of
okay.
interesting because on the other side of the coin, if you look at Europe, the European Union has been discussing a single European military rather than having each EU member state fielding their own armies. And a lot of people are against that idea. They think that it's basically once you give up your own military, you've given up basically your country.
I mean, giving up your own security you're giving up your own security, so if
Well,
you don't have any security, then if someone invades you, then boom, you have no nation.
Well, it's not just that. You're also giving up your like political power because like you can't. For example,
Yeah.
like I live in Connecticut. Connecticut can't like bully Massachusetts into like giving them better trade relations or anything because everything's federalized, right? So it has to be fair between the states. So you're kind of giving up that barter chip, both militarily and economically.
here's the thing though. I think that take it from a U.S. perspective. We don't want California and Texas fighting a military battle over a state.
I
or
do.
city.
I actually would like to see that. Maybe not in the
Let's
real world.
invade Cali.
Can someone write that down? Can we send it a letter to Netflix? I have a new Netflix original anime idea.
Oh yes.
Texas versus California, and they're fighting over New Mexico as well. Like the least meaning. No offense to people who live in New Mexico, but like
New Mexicans.
this is fighting over New Mexico. And then the cartel gets involved in New Mexico.
Oh, yes.
you have.
This sounds like a JoJo plot.
Oh my
I'm
god,
not gonna lie.
this would be so good. Someone
Have
write
the
it down.
states- Ultra capitalism. We have the states fight each other so they have better economies.
Well, not
Oh,
just
that's-
that, but think of it like we would get so much technology done because in wartime we invent everything under the sun. We'd probably be on the moon like 7. Imagine if
Okay.
all 50 states
Uh,
had raced to the moon.
I can no longer condone the content of this conversation.
All 50 states raced to the moon, and then it turns out to be Florida has a big advantage there, don't they?
Texas wins.
Oh, the issue with like think of like Colorado trying to launch rockets. Like if there's ever a mistake, it's going to land in another state.
It's so fun. You'll just be driving on a Florida highway, right? And you'll see a guy pull up like right next to you with a bunch of flags and like a guy screaming like "God bless America." It's beautiful.
That's base.
What are you on about? I don't know what you're talking about, but I like it.
Pope, honestly, that sounds kind of based. Like, I don't mind, like, straight up patriotism, as long as they're not, like, let's invade Mexico.
Antifa flags, or they're driving like around with like
If-
don't tread on.
Antifa base.
Antifa's
Oh my-
based. Hell
You
yeah.
just,
Oh
I just
no.
called Antifa based.
Oh
Are we
no.
giving Spike Vietnam
Oh
flashbacks?
god. Oh. No, I'm actually in college. I have to deal with these loonies. It's like
You gotta deal with them here too. You can never
honestly,
escape.
I wouldn't call it's not like Portland, right? The Antifa groups in like Connecticut are not like they're not like I wouldn't call them dangerous. They're kind of like I'd say there's a big overlap with the esports clubs.
There's
Which-
people on both sides. Just kidding. That's a joke.
honestly, like a lot of them are kind of chill and they just enjoy like sticking the Antifa stickers on everything and giving the janitors a hard time. They'll also be like
It's kind of
really,
base.
they'll be really rude and there'll be like a club poster for like soccer and then they'll stick like a giant sticker on the club poster, and it's like, what did soccer do to you?
Yeah,
But
I'll agree. Sometimes Antifa can be stupid.
well, it
know?
depends because Antifa's really like 40 different groups that all operate under the same name. There are some that are just absolutely insane. Like the Portland Antifa, I could never I could never support them in any event. If you're just like some people legitimately, and this is what I say with all protests and stuff, some people legitimately just believe in the name, right? Like anti-fascist and like, oh, I'm anti-fascist, so I'm Antifa. And like that's all right and that's fine as long as you're not throwing Molotov cocktails. I really could care less. But
We're all anti-fascist.
Sometimes you
Like, I
need to
think we can
throw
all
a
agree that we don't like
cocktail.
fascists, right?
yes,
Like, we all-
but does it have to be on fire or can we all just drink around the grill pasta?
Star Spangled Banner
we just
lyrics,
got a
okay.
grill.
Come
Okay.
on,
Next
we can
bomber.
grill our
They could
problems
be
away,
a singular
pasta.
association of white people. They could be burning down like literal like states. They could be burning down like huge swaths of land, even though their name sounds like.
Is Pope sober?
I'm not.
Thank you, Silly. I'm very glad to know.
I mean, look, to bring it back to the main topic.
Oh, okay, wait. Before we do that, we have a question from Biggest Dickus. Who would win a
Hold on.
war? Who would win a war, Texas or California?
Texas.
California.
Actually, no. I'm actually going to take.
California would.
No, I'm going to take a very specific stance here. There's one thing that Texas has that California does not have. Texas is the
Better
only.
people.
Texas is the only state in the union that has its own power grid. And that would be invaluable during a war like that.
Oh my god! I'll be
yeah,
Not
true.
taking into account the most important factor. and that's China.
California would, when you think about infrastructure, Texas is built with separate infrastructure from the rest of the states because that's just the Texas way. And that means that
We have the big circle.
you
California-
could
California would
literally
win.
California has a
block.
giant mountain chain down the entire like eastern border.
But California
Yeah, okay,
couldn't.
buddy.
California could not
Texas is
last
Texas is
a
fine.
barricade. Let's say you cut Texas and California off of the United States and then had them both go to war with each other. California would be struggling for all of its basic infrastructure, where it
Literally
depends
just
on its
stop giving
neighbor.
them water and they die.
Even the water can be
No.
cut off upstream. Texas
well,
has
that's-
everything right there. I don't even think it's a military issue. I think it's a logistics issue. Even getting things into California is tricky because there's a mountain range.
Yes, and that's what makes it a good defense.
Yes,
And
but
they have
yes,
that doesn't
but
matter.
starvation hits far before the bombs.
and it's easy.
They're
to
not.
see
Well,
who
they're
can
never
fight.
gonna
If they-
starve because of China. China will airdrop food.
Do you?
Like,
I
it
mean-
would-
Oh my God! Are you saying that California is going to side with China? Would side with
no,
California?
China
huh?
would give aid to
Yes.
California. They wouldn't require. It would be like a full. China is this intelligent.
But
They're not
but
stupid.
we said
but-
California versus Texas. We didn't say plus allies.
Wait, so how exactly does this work? Is there like a wasteland between the two states?
No, they just
there,
have to
like, no
fight through the others. The other states have evacuated because they're not getting in the middle. Who even is between them? What, Nevada? There's like a big
Nevada,
desert.
New Mexico, and
They
what's
could
the
probably
third?
walk a straight.
Arizona.
You could probably walk a straight line between California and Texas and
How did we
not
get
run
on
into
this
any civilization.
China's gonna. then
One second,
chop
I'm gonna
California.
pull up a map right now and see if I can get a path that wouldn't run into anyone. All right.
What do you mean? Of course it would.
I just realized I shouldn't pull up Google Maps. That's an awful
Yeah,
idea.
that's probably a terrible idea.
All right, let me pull up Google Maps on the side and do the one that doesn't like start at my location.
Bing.
Google. I mean, does Google Earth star your location?
I mean, you could just do what I did and just dox yourself.
Oh, I've already been
Good.
doxxed, so I'm not too concerned.
You can thank Shrek.
All right.
Yeah,
I think this
because
is safe.
Dickus over here is trying to talk about alliances.
All
like,
right.
all the other
so
states are just vibing.
so we have
This is
Texas,
happening.
right? We've got Texas, And if we were to move, let's say we're moving from Dallas, we're moving troops. We can literally move. Here's New Mexico. 90% of New Mexico here is just empty. And then if we, going into Colorado would be tricky because of the mountains. But wait, we can go through here. All desert. There's a reservation, but we can just go in between here through the Petrified Forest National Park.
Who cares about Native Americans?
We can.
Yep.
There's another
Okay,
reservation.
honestly, we could just run over Native Americans, like literally.
No, we can make it through
God.
here,
Who likes Native Americans? That's a joke.
and then we can make it through Nevada. No, we can make it without running into anyone. It's fine.
We will shell
Except for the
California
natives,
from our
I know.
base in Las Vegas.
We can legitimately pretty much follow. We can just basically go through Phoenix. Who cares about Phoenix?
Quality superiority, California will be
Honestly, the battle would take place
Okay.
in Phoenix. Look at this. It's halfway between Dallas and San Francisco. Like Phoenix
don't
is
think
where
that's
this battle
happening.
would take place.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Spike, let me make this point, Spike. California has so much infrastructure built. By so much, I mean literally. The place is just a giant highway.
But look at
Like,
the
let's-
difference.
Literally,
Okay,
California's
okay.
a giant
But-
desert.
but
You
here's
you could literally cut off
No,
both
no,
ends
no,
of that highway and they
no,
die.
here's the issue though. Look at this. When you look at Texas, you have the like triangle, right? You got Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston, and they all have connections with each other. If you cut off any of the main highways, there's still like 80,000. California is a line. There is a single, basically, major line going through California, north to south. And if you were to cut off, like, the bottom of California or the top of California, I mean, unless you want to have to get goods through the mountains, it would be rough. It's just a
If-
really skinny and long state.
If
You know
California
what?
had aid from China, from like foreign nations, I think they would win.
Yeah, that's what I was resting on. But
Yeah, but I feel like
frankly, I think nobody could win.
I feel like
Like-
China would side with California and the United States would side with Texas.
Oh,
What do
Hold
you
on,
mean?
wait.
Yeah, well, in that case- in that case- California would
Texas
still
is
win.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Honestly,
I don't know.
it's not
Did y'all
fair
guys
at
know
all
that
for-
Texas?
One
That
moment.
in Texas we do a state pledge.
All right, I'm gonna use 370. We're gonna
I want to hear this.
I'm gonna use
No,
370. We're gonna draw up the battle lines, right? Who's on whose
Oh my
team?
god.
Like,
Okay,
I'm
one moment.
in California.
I can't
Um,
believe you're not
I'm
using what is it? YAPMS.com?
Yes.
Yapsons.com.
Yamps.
Okay, one
Wait, are we
second.
doing
So
this
we're
realistically, or are we doing?
we're
this,
discussing this. It's not a meme. We're legitimately
It's
saying
the second Civil War.
this is
California has
Okay.
a bigger
I am- oh my
GDP.
God.
I think they would be
Oh my God.
supported.
well, but look
So
at
is
how
this
like
a-
the East Coast might be kind of screwed supporting California because they're so far away. Like they couldn't reasonably. So like, let's be realistic.
doesn't
Like
matter.
so, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. I
Like-
feel like Florida is gonna go with Texas as well. Oklahoma,
you have to look-
Kansas.
No, Oklahoma hates
Is
us.
this just like the Civil War? Like, are we just? Gonna,
No,
like-
okay.
Hold
So-
on.
Oregon.
But
Are
the
we
thing is,
role-playing
okay,
the
one second,
American
one second.
Socialist Revolution.
What states, states hating other states Reddit? There was a
Yeah.
map. There was a map.
Oklahoma hates Texas.
Every state's least favorite state. The issue is that every single thing near California, their number one is hating California. All of these states hate
Oh my God.
California
Oh my god.
the most.
Yeah, but you
so
can't go off of that.
no, this is public opinion though. So
No, but it's not. You have to look at political device.
But these two boys hate Texas. But then if we go by public support, we have like now these states are pretty much empty, but the public in all of them pretty much hate California. But it's not we don't have
Yeah,
much
or-
people living
Oregon
there.
would not side with Texas.
So like
Yeah.
This is
Not in Washington. But
Oh yeah, no. Oregon won it. You were correct. These two probably won it. I can see these though, kind of. Maybe not Nevada. I'll give Nevada to California. Although if Nevada went against California, they would be able to cut off their water supply.
Dude, Nevada's like the weirdest state ever, I swear.
I don't know. I'm gonna say that Nevada's kind of a toss-up, but obviously New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you know, even
Okay, Spike, you're missing-
West Virginia
you're
would
missing
definitely side
Oregon-
with
no, no, no.
Texas.
No, Spike, definitely. Oregon would 100% side with
Illinois
California.
is just the
Like,
worst state, so
Oregon, Idaho, Washington, Nevada, Arizona would all side with California. The fact that California has the people
Ohio
to
would
come
side with Texas almost certainly. Indiana would side
Yeah,
with
I can
Texas.
tell you that.
North Carolina, I think, might actually side with California.
But this would
guys
have
hear
to be politically based because
I'm not.
Yeah.
It is a little bit. Hey, look, guys, Biden won.
Wait, really?
Um,
Wow.
I don't know. Do we have any like major disagreements here? Like Alaska,
Yes, I
Hawaii
disagree.
is definitely going to side with California. There's no
Okay,
argument.
Spike, I disagree with Oregon. Oregon should side with California.
It does side
They
with
are.
California.
They're
Well, then that
blue.
can't even do
I'm sorry,
anything.
my internet just went out and I'm on mobile, so I can't see things. Can you share your screen?
I like how Florida
I mean,
hates
I will.
Florida. Do you see that? Florida hates Florida.
at this point we're just simulating.
I like that
the,
Texas hates Oklahoma and Oklahoma hates Texas. It's pretty
It's
based.
the greatest rivalry.
Pretty based right
Couple.
there. Hates Illinois.
I'm trying to see, but my connection's so terrible it won't even load the video.
All right. So.
Can you
Oh,
just share your screen?
it looks like we just got news from Echo, and he said that Pennsylvania is going solo.
They're a third party.
Yeah, we have a. They're just not going. They're gonna sell arms to both sides. The Amish,
Hell
the
yeah.
Amish are gonna sell guns to both sides. Oh my god, that is based.
My goodness.
Yeah, the Amish would sell guns to both sides, and so would honestly, I would then say that so would like states like Ohio. And
I feel
other
like
states
Nevada
like-
would stay in the middle as well.
No,
Honestly,
Ohio would
in the middle
not.
too.
Ohio would.
Whatever-
Ohio would be with Texas, almost
For sure,
certainly.
Ohio would
Colorado
be-
likes California. Like Colorado. likes
Colorado
California.
would be with California.
All right,
Colorado
so let's
should
go
be
ahead. We're
California.
gonna go turn by turn and see what happens with the invasions, right?
Spike, make Colorado go with California.
Why?
So-
This is literally just a red versus blue. Like this is literally just an electoral
Nevada.
map now. With Oklahoma being
All right,
blue.
but who is California going to
is,
attack first, like strategically?
Nevada.
Watch
Arizona.
this predicts the second Civil War.
They need
I'm
Colorado.
gonna agree.
Colorado.
They're probably gonna go towards Nevada. So they take Nevada. Who is Texas going to? Probably Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Definitely
They
Oklahoma.
literally want
So,
that weird section of
so
land that's like the Panhandle.
after the first step, we already have basically this massive divide. Texas. The issue for California is going to be their supply lines are so split here. The Midwest is honestly. Texas is
They should go for the north.
They should
No,
first. They should
you
first go
misunderstand.
No, you know
Northern part
what
of Idaho?
California is gonna do next? They're gonna take, right? Yeah, they're gonna cut off Arizona. There we go. Encircle Arizona, and because they
And then
encircled
take
Arizona, they
Colorado
took
out.
it. So where
Yeah,
would Texas?
Colorado would already be.
Like honestly, you're currently just simulating the Civil War, the next Civil
So-
War.
so
That's all you're
Texas-
Yeah, exactly. This is
Epic.
the
It's
American
literally just like the
Socialist
war.
Revolution.
So
This
where
what's
is the
gonna happen.
Texan?
doing. No,
Where is the Texan coalition going to hit next?
They're gonna hit. They're definitely gonna try to get New Mexico because they need
Yeah.
that. They need that.
All right, so pushing back into New
Or they can
Mexico.
try to punt.
California is going to hit Colorado.
Good.
Almost certainly. Now, this is an issue because this is getting quite thin. So I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Texas, honestly, knowing Texas, they'd rush Arizona to get next to California. Like,
Yeah. Well,
Texas would want to end it
they
at
would.
this point.
Yeah. Spike, you're literally just simulating the Civil War.
All right, and Pennsylvania just invaded Ohio, by the way.
Epic.
So
Very
that's a
solid.
slight
No,
loss for
I'm on
Texas.
Team Pennsylvania.
Let me just tell you, look, in this scenario, Texas could never win, or whatever coalition Texas had. They
I
could
don't think
never
either of
win.
them would win. I think it would
They
just
don't
be
have
a
the
bloody
population.
forever
They
war.
simply
It
don't have the
literally
Yeah.
all those states
They
are like
simply do not
yeehaw
have
states with
Hey.
like 3 people per
I
square.
know. That's like, hey guys, we're Wyoming. Yes, we have a lot of
No,
land, but we do
these
not
states
fight
are
against
going to become graveyards. That's what they're going to become.
But then again,
It's
you
going
have
to be the
remember that
entire
the majority
point.
of Republican states. You got to remember that the majority of Republican states have guns. They all have guns.
That is
So-
true. There
so-
are more armed
Gotta take that into
Americans
account.
than
At
there
this
are
point-
people in the military.
But-
Texas.
in-
How many
in the
gun
big-
owners are there in Okay, let's compare gun owners in Texas to the amount of military personnel in California.
Well, the
gun
California
owner-
I
National Guard
disagree
is
with
quite-
all of these.
In
I
Texas.
disagree with all of these predictions.
There are 830,000 firearms that are registered in Texas.
God.
That let's
Christ.
go ahead and look at this chart here. Okay, so that's Texas at the top, and then Florida, Virginia, and California. So California has less than half of the registered firearms. So we can say without a doubt, Texas has twice as many armed citizens. And then let's go ahead and see Texas. Texas military size. Texas has major military bases, though. Like, major military bases.
I don't think.
Yeah,
any of that
it's
is-
the number one when
Oscar,
ranked.
what is your disagreements here?
How many?
I think that if he
Texas
Here, look.
military forces have a budget of $101 million as of 2017.
no nation or coalition of nations would ever support
Texas,
any.
their allegiance is literally just the state of Texas. Their allegiance
Well,
is
that's
literally just
that's the
state of
thing.
Texas.
Texas is so independent. I feel like, I don't know, like.
Well, no, California, the Californians are very patriotic about their state. Like the amount of it's like Americans in America.
Is that why they're fleeing it so quickly?
Damn.
Well, no.
They lost like 1 million
Damn.
residents this year. So did New York.
I am a very patriotic Californian, but I no longer simply cannot.
You aren't even Californian. You fled.
Well, because I can't afford it anymore. Yes, I can't afford it, but I love it. And I want to go
That
back.
sounds like such a California thing to say.
Oh my
I
god.
had to leave because I
Damn.
couldn't afford it, but it still holds a space in my heart. But
The
you do
California
realize that the
hate
you do
in this
realize the
season.
reason
I
you
wanna
can't.
simply-
You do
simply
realize
put,
the
I wanna go
reason
back
that
to
you couldn't
California.
afford California is because of California's own policies, right?
That's sort of true in a way, yes. But also
What do you mean, sort of
simply other
true?
factors- No. You got to understand the amount of there's more currently. There's more demand.
I can't tell what you're saying. Could you say that again?
Yeah, I think he's a bit spaz up.
It's OpenAI.
The NPC has broken. The California shill
I'll
has
give my
broken.
take on this.
All right, so
All of this means nothing because in any situation that California and Texas would fight each other, California would be backed by China, and if you're backed by China, you win.
isn't that an
Why would
issue
they be
though?
backed by
Well,
China?
no, I'm asking, like, are you saying that California like supports a like genocidal?
I'm not
Communist
saying that
bloc.
California
I'll be honest,
supports
It's
China.
gonna be like Greece or like any of the other debt traps that China has set up, where
Yeah,
they're gonna.
But like that's
It
the
won't
thing,
even
though.
be a debt trap. This is what'll happen.
No. You gotta. I'll be honest here. If
When
we're
you
taking
realize
into
Canada is
account
literally just
types-
an investment playground for China.
Yes, no. Think about this. When you take into account, this is how this would go. Texas would have the initial advantage, but over time, California both has the economic and populist advantage.
But the
And so,
issue is
over time-
California is the okay. So the big advantage towards Texas is that with the Midwest, there is no connection between California and the East Coast. They are
Yes, but the
split
thing about the Midwest
completely
is
in
it's
half.
completely
Doesn't
flat, so
matter.
it's
We
a
live
lot
in the
easier to
21st
invade.
century.
It's a lot.
No, but
Guess
it,
what? They can go the other way.
it
It's the
really
21st
does.
century.
It really does matter because, like, even in like modern wars, look at the war between like Azerbaijan and Armenia. Like, when
Oh,
you're,
that's the comparison.
Azerbaijan. Excuse me, sir.
I can't
We
really
we have
pronounce it.
militaries. We have aircraft.
No, they
have
are
infrastructure.
like they are the most modern war that's like occurred, and people were saying they are looking at their
would say-
military
I'm-
tactics, that is how modern wars will be. They will be mostly fought by things like drones. And the issue is, in the world where we have tons of drones at our disposal, trying to
Guess what?
send supplies through the air is very inefficient. It's extremely
Guess
easy
what?
for a drone to take down transport planes.
Hey, guess what?
Because all
The
all
E-
the drone has to do is fly into the engine, and that's it.
The
Okay,
East
Pope.
Coast,
No, but
the East Coast
Think that-
may not have China, but they have
Okay,
Europe,
well,
which would
that
also
was
support
not
that.
a threat.
I
That
don't
was
think
not a
Europe
threat.
would get involved in the United States like civil
It
war
would,
situation.
it would once
China
the,
definitely would. China
China
and Russia
would.
would definitely.
I feel like China would
Russia
get.
would side the
No,
You
control.
know
they
what?
won't get involved.
You know
Russia
who?
would
You
side
know
the
who's gonna
control.
support Texas? Do you know who's gonna support Texas? Poland. Poland,
No,
the
Russia
base
would.
Poland is going to.
Why would- I'm so confused.
The
I'm
fascist
You know, when
party in
Luxembourg-
Poland
when
is gonna
Luxembourg-
support
when Lu-
Texas.
When
Poland
Luxembourg
is
makes
so
a choice as
based.
to who to support, it's all over. Honestly, Luxembourg is the final say. Let's be honest here.
Here's what would happen. First, China would side the coalition around California. Russia would support.
You know what?
the-
I disagree. I don't think China would support California. I think China would just
I
invade.
think they would.
I think they'd
definitely.
invade during the
No,
Civil
China's
War.
not stupid.
China
They're
would
No,
not dumb.
I think China would just invade
China-
both
China does
sides.
not want- no.
No,
Like-
they would
Like,
not.
China
It's
does not
so
want to invade.
dumb.
Like,
Why not?
China just
Imagine
wants to
having
make sure-
soft power in
China-
America.
Listen. China just wants to make the U.S. divided and weak. That's all they want to do, and they're gonna
They
get.
want to
Coca,
make us
Coca,
socialist. If we're
I haven't-
socialist, we're not a
One
threat
side.
to them.
I have a question for
No, but
Coca.
China isn't really
yes.
socialist. They're just
They're
totalitarian.
What
Well, I
what
know,
is-
but who are they going to support?
They're almost like a fascist.
I don't think
dictatorship.
they would
They
support
say they're
either
gonna-
because
they're-
China is very, very, very traditional and they're very, very, very against like social justice and stuff. I feel like them supporting California, like California is so out there when it comes to like culturally. I don't see China supporting them just like they want to support Texas. Like China is super against like LGBT rights. Even China
Not
still
really.
China still airs like racist advertisements where they have like minorities being thrown
They're
into
lit-
a
they're
washing
literally-
machine
they're
and
literally,
coming
like,
out white.
making the
Like
leaders-
they are
they're
not
like-
socially at the same standards
I
of
don't like China,
California.
but one thing you can't. China isn't stupid. They're not ruled by like literal idiots.
Yeah, they're
okay?
not stupid.
No,
That's
that
why
is
they're-
true, but like I still think
Imagine how good they would look to the world if they supported a revolutionary socialist
Who's saying
coalition in
California
America.
is socialist?
In any situation where this occurred, they would be.
I'm going to say that I
I
think
love my
that
state.
California
I love
is
my
like
state.
more
I
loony
love
than
my
the rest of the states, but I don't think I think the majority of Californians just kind of ignore what's
Right.
going on and just want to live their lives. I don't think the majority of Californians would be like, "Yeah, let's start communism with
I
China.
know.
Let's go ahead."
Well, that's the
They're all
only case
rich
in which
people.
this scenario would
Why would they
happen.
And not just that, but
Socialist.
Silly just brought up a really good point. Like Silicon Valley and everything are like the ultra capitalists. Like,
Yeah, they are the ultra capitalists.
I don't like.
All the more
California
reason
is
to think
weird.
This scenario wouldn't happen.
California is weird because the amount of they literally are the most economically secure state. Like they have the most like
I don't think so.
economic.
No,
They
they're
They rely
California.
a lot
large
on like
economy
other
of any
people.
The
for water.
California
No, it's because of the-
California
it's because of the-
relies on the top 10 companies in California. As long
they're
as they're
all-
there, they're going to be fine. But
they're
if
all-
companies started leaving, like Tesla, for example, leaving California is a major blow to the state. If people
And I gotta be
follow,
honest, I love. Yeah, I love.
did
my
you
state, but
do
I
know
just
that
don't-
California is considering taxing people after they leave because they're
Which is dumb.
losing that much money?
That's dumb. That's just dumb. I'm honestly.
They
really
want to make a
disappointed by
tax
the-
on leaving the
California.
state, which is not
And I
constitutional.
consider myself. No. I wanna just make this clear. I consider myself a liberal. I consider myself supporting Democrats. But the issue is, Democrats have controlled the state for like literally 50 years, and they haven't done much. Like, well, actually, that's not true.
This
They've
is
done a
why I
lot,
support
but-
Massachusetts.
but they
Massachusetts has
But they haven't done anything. Like, I mean, the state has gone down in terms of its economic, and it hasn't grown in terms of its economic and also in terms of its homelessness crisis. That's a big issue. and they're not facing that, and that's gonna cost them the control of the state, I think.
But do you know why Massachusetts is based? Because they have, or had, I don't know if they still do, a Republican governor, and their state senate was Democrats, and they got so much done. They got so much done bipartisanly, and like it was like the greatest time for, like, Connecticut is like the absolute opposite. We had a governor who lied about the state's budget and then like gutted everything. In our like economy is now falling apart, and so what do? We elect a really similar guy and elect all the same senators and stuff. Even the one who lied about going to Vietnam, we just re-elect them every time because for some reason we do, and nothing happens.
I think the biggest thing that needs to happen in California is fixing the homelessness crisis, making sure people aren't, actually Californians are able to stay in the state that they were born in. The state is, they're actually able to stay in their state. Plus, we need to make sure that the economy of California is not absolutely tanking like it is now because of the fact that
California is really in a catch-22 because you can either you can lower taxes to try to make the cost of living lower, but then you have less money for social programs, and at the same time the big companies are raising property values and stuff, but without the big companies there is no money for social programs.
And it's you want to know why? Because all these companies, like all these people are coming and buying in houses to use for Airbnbs and to use for renting.
God,
and
I
that's
hate
in turn
Airbnb.
moving people.
Whoa.
Wait.
Don't say the R word in front of pasta.
Wait, what?
Renting.
Oh, rent.
Oh well, rent.
Wait.
What do you have against Airbnb?
Well,
How dare people sell their own property out?
No, that's not an issue. But it's the issue is that California is losing its population to Airbnbs and
Are you
people renting their houses out. And
Wow!
there's
Wait! We have an extraordinarily genius claim here by Biggest Dickus once again. Wow! I noticed something. No state in America doesn't have a state bordering it that is smaller than it.
What?
What the
Is that true?
That just absolutely.
Wait, that makes
steamrolled
sense.
our population.
Wait,
But what about Hawaii
and that's
and
good.
Alaska?
That's good. Okay.
Wait, what about
we gotta actually go back to the
Yeah, I know,
original.
what about Rhode Island? Hold on, that couldn't be true.
Airbnb,
Wait.
and largely in San Diego, Airbnbs are a
It's
huge
literally
problem.
impossible to be
They're a
true.
huge problem. They literally kick out the residents. And the residents
This guy's my favorite commenter now. I like this guy. Rhode Island would probably become a neutral state. Tycho, he is wrong.
Dude, Rhode Island would
Nah,
side
you
with
just-
Texas.
You
Can
just
Rhode
aren't
Island
big
join
brain
the
enough to
Pennsylvania
understand.
Alliance?
Hell yeah.
You're just not big brain enough to understand how he's right.
You know what? You know what I find the
Coca-Cola.
funniest? You know what I find the funniest? New Jersey
I'm a
has
mod.
managed. New Jersey has managed to keep its reputation from the Revolutionary War. It's still considered basically the same, like, disgusting. No offense to people living in New Jersey, but
Coca, I want to know what Wales is doing during all of this.
Guys, I love anybody.
Does it involve sheep?
so I've been looking at states that I'd be willing to move to because like I
No.
don't want to stay in
Texas.
Connecticut, but like right now my list is like I've got like North Carolina, Florida, Texas.
Texas.
My
Yes.
I can't get my parents to budge on Texas.
Wales is dealing with refugees.
Spike, move
Is
to
it
Florida.
really?
Move to Florida.
No, I
mean-
mean like if in the Civil War, if it were to hypothetically
place
happen.
to stay when you move here. If you need a landing spot, we can help you with that. But you should totally move to Florida.
Anyone ready for the pocket veto? Trump be real silent. This
I
is
don't
insane.
like Trump,
Has anyone
but it's
seen? So this is actually insane. A pocket veto has only been successfully used like twice before because there's like really specific guidelines that have to work in place. So like normally if you don't sign a bill for 10 days, it just automatically becomes law, right? But that's only if Congress is in session, and because of winter intersession, if Trump doesn't sign the stimulus bill, it effectively vetoes it. But it doesn't really veto it, it forces them to write it again, which means that he could actually... This is just such a weird situation with Congress right now, it's kind of entertaining to watch.
I can't believe Trump is the one that like wanting to have the highest stimulus.
No,
Like, this is such a
you know
weird
what? I've
timeline.
said it. You know what? I've said it. You know, I was like, I agree with
$2,000
Pelosi and
fee.
Trump on this one.
I agree.
This is
and
it.
It's so crazy because he's literally pushing for 2,000, and his own supporters in the House are like, no.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
It's so funny.
it's honestly the GOP is killing
broken.
itself. It's literally stabbing itself in the face right now.
It's
Like
literally broken.
they.
Based.
I understand that there are things in the bill that they don't want. And there's things in the bill that are absolutely ridiculous, but the first thing that comes first is helping Americans. And if that means giving $20 million to foreign gender studies, that is a small amount of money compared to the billions of dollars that are going to, like, the people. So
Who cares?
Yeah,
Gender studies,
so
who cares?
so let's just ignore it. But
Let the
the
people
issue
have
is
their gender.
the issue is that they're getting so hung up on these few items. Now, it is ridiculous, and I think that the people who are throwing these completely unrelated things into the bill should get voted out, because they are clearly taking advantage of a national crisis to try to fill their
That happens
agenda.
literally all the time.
No, I
It's
know.
the shittiest thing.
I completely
I
agree.
think it's a problem with the system.
I
personally.
Well,
honestly
there's
don't
a-
like
there-
the Democratic
They're literally,
Right, I don't-
we need to do what Canada did. Canada passed a law that basically made it so that their bills have to have like a single topic. It can't have like random stuff thrown in. It has to be a single like subject on the bill,
Yeah,
and
we
we
should do
really
that.
need that. We really
Opinion
need
on
that.
becoming Canada.
Actually, you know what's interesting?
representative.
George
I'm
Bush,
gonna
for as much as people hate George Bush, he actually wanted this thing called the single line veto, and it would have allowed vetoes on specific portions of a bill instead of the entire bill. But I believe that was blocked by the Democrats when he was in office. I think that may have actually been a good thing, to be able to veto specific parts of bills. It would have been a
it's just
step.
so sad how our political establishment has just become
Well, I mean, it's always-
honestly become quite.
Here's what happens. For example, let's look at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court in the nuclear option, right? Before you had to have like a 2/3 majority or whatever, and then like Obama's in office and the Democrats have all of the things, and they're like, to prevent the Republicans from blocking us from Obamacare anymore, we're gonna put the nuclear option in place. Now it only requires a simple majority. And then
That
like,
was actually the Republicans that did that.
ugh. Wait, the nuclear option?
The thing with the 50%? Yeah, that was the Republicans.
Are you sure? I thought it was the other way around.
No, yeah, it was.
The nuclear option is something different. The nuclear, I forgot what that was. I think, yeah.
I don't
Anyways,
even know why they call. I don't even. Know why it's so
whoever
bad.
did that, it was just, it's so, this is how the government functions. They change the rules to benefit themselves, and then they shoot themselves in the foot years later when it comes back to bite them. It's like,
I know.
they're
so fun.
incapable of thinking ahead.
Yeah.
And that's
I
how it's
think-
always going to be.
I think
but
the
it's
entire
even at
government
that point,
structure is
And the
broken.
funniest thing is.
Alright,
think about
Pasta, what's the solution?
The solution is
Anarchy.
something which I call a direct proportional representative body.
That is a
which
really
made
long
up-
word.
It is made
It's
up
where you draw
of
funny names.
different parties, which are free associations, and those have a given proportion of a representative body according to a national vote. So there'd be a national vote
See, the
on
thing I
parties.
don't like about that is I think people should vote for individuals and not parties.
Yeah, that's.
Who's
I
running
agree
the
with
votes
that.
if there's no
Well,
central?
they would also vote. They would
the
also
national-
vote for.
Wait,
Uh,
but if there's no
individuals,
central
too.
government, who's running the vote?
Who the government is? See, this is the problem. You want to assume what an anarchist is. I'm a philosophical and social anarchist. I don't think that.
So there is a
anarchy-
central government,
Yes.
and
but
there's
that's
little mini
only
governments
because-
under it.
Yes.
Little mini government.
So is this like China style, where like in China,
No, it's
like
not
all the
China at
political
all.
parties are like super independent and they have their own militaries and stuff?
No, it's not
This
that.
sounds based. We should have a.
I'm
D&D
writing a
event
book
there.
about it. I'm writing a book about it.
You're
Okay?
writing a book.
Is it a
Yeah.
novel?
Oh, you're
I mean,
It's-
Spike's writing a book.
It's currently
My
at
book is
over
way
an
more
hour and
exciting.
45 minutes.
Spike, you
of,
should plug your
Like,
book right now.
I could only
I
read the first
am
couple
writing a Vooperia novel. It's pretty based so far.
I like how you-
It
I like how
paints
you
myself in a bad light. I like it.
I
It paints the
So it's
entire
realistic.
it makes the entire Vooperian government seem kind of shady, but at the same time, it's like
I know.
I'm disappointed the government doesn't look more like monkeys.
honestly, I'm just waiting for the
It'd be more
surge.
realistic if we were
Like,
just incompetent.
I like that we get to turn Surge into like a shadowy figure that's like super powerful. The
It's like
VSS.
Club Penguin, where there was like, the director, and then it ended up being Antarctica.
Oh my god, the VSS is like the CIA, and they always f stuff up.
They're not just the CIA. Like the VSS is like.
They're like every intelligence
Hardcore,
agency
like-
put into
like-
one,
Well,
and like
I
sort of
mean-
also the military.
In
They're
the
like
novel,
FBI,
it's
CIA, and
it's
NSA
it's
combined
already
in a
like
nutshell.
heavily implied that phones have been replaced by people getting like microchipped. So the amount of information available to the VSS.
Like,
Uh,
literally takes the CIA plus FBI plus NSA equals VSS.
you know what? That's the crazy thing, though. The thing I always think about is like, it's not the government will never be like, oh, we're going to give everyone microchips with a vaccine. No, it'll be a product. It'll be the Apple chip or something, and everyone will pay for it. We'll be super excited for it. We'll be like,
So guys, look at the new Apple.
the
chip.
government
We're
does
gonna
not
do-
have to force us to track ourselves. We already did it with cell phones. We very gladly went and bought things that track us and sell our data. We literally go out in droves and buy them whenever there's a new one. Like,
But funny meme directly implanted into my brain with a microchip.
Yes.
Hey, silly, you want to go get a Amazon a spot? We can.
no,
we can implement Amazon
can you
spot.
believe it? Back then, so the same people, the same parents who were like, make sure to put tape over your camera, buy an Amazon Alexa and put it in the living room with its
Why?
constantly active microphones. It's like, there's such a double standard when it comes to security.
Yeah.
It's like,
The thing is, they don't know though.
we literally
They-
fill our
Yeah.
we literally fill our own homes with spy equipment, and we're happy with it. We think it's,
Security, but if it's
This is
convenience.
a fake Spike Viper. Hold on.
how
Hold
else
on.
I'm
What
gonna
is
take
this?
Spike Viper
how
for
else
about
can I
20
get
minutes.
Baby It's Cold Outside playing without beautiful Alexa?
Alexa is my
what
lady.
happened?
Silly, did you-
What do you mean? What's happened?
There was a
Silly,
fake
why did
Spike
you kick
Viper
him? I was giving him time to change his name.
Oh,
because he was
That's
making.
actually somebody.
Well,
That's
there
like me
really
changing
was
my name to silly
someone.
possibility.
ugh.
Hey,
Yeah.
silly possibility.
Yeah, everyone did that.
I mean, everybody
I
knows
know.
that
What
there's-
are we gonna do? Kick me?
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I would kick you. I don't
All
know
right,
why- I don't-
guys. We're gonna be
I don't- I
love
ending.
you, silly.
We're gonna be ending this
Okay, well-
session in about 5 minutes. So, is there anything else you
Okay.
guys would like to talk
Yes.
about?
Yes. I have a lot
Communism.
to say. So, number one, I am not a moral relativist.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I mistake
Oh
it.
yeah.
Can you please say what you are? Because that'll make it easier to
So-
refer in the future.
So I wrote an entire, like probably 2 or 3 page article on why I am not a moral relativist.
But could you sum
Uh,
that up in a sentence?
I believe that morality is a subjective truth.
But isn't that relativism because it's subjective?
No, that's merely a description of its descriptive nature. So, like, when I say that it is wrong to kill, I'm saying I believe it's wrong to kill. I'm not saying in any objective sense it is. I'm saying it is objective that I believe.
But they're
But wouldn't
That it's
that be
wrong.
relativism because the other one is
No,
absolutism?
because I still believe that it's wrong.
Yeah, but that's
I don't think that doesn't change depending on where I am.
no, but relativism just means that you do it based on yourself and not on like a cemented rule set.
doesn't affect anything
What?
else.
That's
Or
not
or anyone.
relativism.
Uh,
Define relativism.
Well, now I'm confused too. All right, well, you know what? How about we talk about morality next time? That'll really get the
go
juices
over it.
If we talk
flowing.
about morality.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not showing
Also,
You're not
I
showing
don't-
up.
I'm boycotting.
You're
More
boycotting.
slanders,
You know
more
what?
slanders
I'm gonna
about
mute
me.
you, Mr. Silly Possibility.
There are
muted.
there's more slanders about me that I want to clarify.
Okay.
I don't think that theft should be legal. I don't think that you can just steal a car if it's sitting on the side of the street.
No.
Um,
We understand that.
Okay, good. And I don't think that it should be legal to attempt to shoot somebody but miss. I don't think that should be legal.
But is it
So,
morally wrong to attempt to shoot someone and miss?
It's not morally wrong, but it's morally wrong to not
What?
restrain that person.
See, this is the reason why we left because
Work.
because
they are
Pasta believes that things are morally wrong if they lead to outcomes that cause suffering, etc.
It's
So if
morally
it didn't,
wrong if you. It is morally wrong if you don't restrain that person. I don't believe in retributive justice. I believe in preventative justice.
but you see, I will never. The thing is, I would always believe that trying to shoot someone is morally wrong, and I think a lot of people.
It is. It
Try to
is.
shoot someone. Can we agree that if I shoot Spike or try to shoot Spike and I miss, is that bad of me? Like, is
Of
that
course.
morally
No,
wrong?
but it's not
Of
just.
course it
It's
is.
the question isn't just if it's bad of you; it's if it's morally wrong.
That's what I just corrected myself to say.
It,
Is it morally
you know,
wrong of me to
maybe
try
I
to shoot
misspoke.
Spike?
It is morally wrong to attempt to kill somebody.
All right,
But if you,
know what?
if you don't
Yeah,
cause any harm in that attempt, you fail. I can't say that there was any bad that was caused by that situation. However, I can say that you are probably a dangerous person who will commit harm in the future, and you should be restrained.
Yeah.
Cringe.
That's cringe. Okay,
I've
sorry.
destroyed his entire argument.
Okay.
Turn to
See,
Silly,
the thing
I would
is,
like
the
to
thing
just
is,
add
Pasta, you walk so carefully when saying things like that, and like, for someone like
Oh.
me, I don't really have to think much about it. You can ask me if I
Oh,
think
well, I'm
something's.
so...
You can ask me if I
Cuba.
think something's morally wrong, and I can tell you like yes or no. We just think differently. Like, I feel like my code of like morals is much more simplified and is like, well,
Why is
yeah,
simple good?
that's
We
wrong.
live in
That's
a
a very
complex
bad way of
world.
explaining his
if you
views.
try to kill him, you're bad.
I think that the thing is
let
like,
me put it to you this way.
Pasta's
Spike.
brain is working so hard and has like such a complex rule set that it's hard for him to explain it.
No.
Yeah.
Spike.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help, Pasta.
Spike, you're just a griller. You just grill. I'm
Is
sorry.
that it?
Yeah.
Spike is a
Well,
gorilla.
there's a reason.
Is
There's
Is
a
it morally
reason.
wrong to grill?
Absolutely
No.
bad.
No.
Because you're releasing
There's-
CO2 into the environment and eating meat. You absolute horrible human being.
Oh god, no.
We already talked about this last time with the vegans taking over and making us war criminals.
Touch your phone. I'm sorry. We're gonna tear down your statue.
Oh no, my statue! Do
Your
I...
fictional
I looked at my-
statue.
Am I wearing the tricorn in my statue and the headphones? That's a
Wait,
lit
what?
statue
And
if
you're
so.
you're also holding a sign. You're also holding a sign that says "I love pop."
Well, it is time to end.
Property frame.
If you want some entertainment on the
Property
side, you
frame.
should read Vooper. The link is in the Discord somewhere. I've been adding like a few pages every night, so that's very
Wait.
exciting.
Discord,
Happy
Discord,
birthday to Luca, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hail Vooperia, and I will see you all next time. Hopefully next time we can actually talk about kind of the main subject. Unfortunately, Etho was not here, and I feel like he would have been the main, like, conversationalist for this one. But at
Hope
the
I'm
end,
not friending you.
at the end of the day, I will let
Why don't
you
friend me,
guys,
silly?
I will
You're-
let you guys decide
never
what
gonna
we're going to
my
talk
friend.
about next.
You're just
So,
gonna block me in like a week.
try thinking of some good conversation starters, and I'll come up with one, and we'll see how it goes. Always nice talking to you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Silly, why wouldn't you accept my friend request?